Welcome back to another episode of The Super Geeks, where the geeks get superpowers and the supers.
Oh. I was like, why'd you stop? The geeks and the supers are geeks. Yeah. We're here to talk about Creature Commandos. It's still going on. I think, what episode is on?
6, 7, something
yeah, it's like the almost series finale.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk about it because we love it so much.
Yeah, okay, so this is something that is new that we're
Nice.
Yeah, words. It's something new that we're trying to put into place, where we're going to try to catch up on shows and, like, tell you about them before we get to the season finale, tell you where we think it's heading, and try to tell you, like, our thoughts on it before we get to the end.
Yeah.
That's a good way to, like, see how, you know, we feel about the show before it's fully wrapped.
So, let's get right into this. First off, your rating so far.
I'm giving this show an easy 10 out of 10.
Oh, absolutely.
This show, like, not only is it comic book accurate with, like, the way the team's set up, the way that the storylines with them are going, but, like, it's literally a cartoon that I would love to watch.
Absolutely.
Like, as an adult,
Absolutely.
this is something that it's touching my childhood memories. Mm-hmm. This is something that rivals X-Men 97. Mm-hmm. This is something that's easily, I will sit there and binge the entire season after it's over.
Yeah. It reminds me of Harley Quinn in the beginning of its seasons.
Yeah.
Of the hilariousness and the absolute interest and love for the characters.
Yep.
And the story being so compelling when it first started.
Yeah.
This is what this reminds me of. Yeah. And they do it so well. And they balance all the characters really well. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you right now, it broke my heart that G.I. Robot.
G.I. Yeah. Oh my god.
Spoilers, obviously, for this whole
thing.
thing.
Obviously, like, we said what episode we're on. Like, you are getting spoiled by everything. Mm-hmm. No, so it broke my heart when he died. He's definitely one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
If we're going about their storyline, freaking who has the most fucked up one? The Bride. She has the most fucked up storyline so far.
Absolutely.
She, like, oh my god.
No, I can't agree with you.
Who has the most fucked up storyline?
Weasel.
Okay, he has the saddest storyline. I'm talking about fucked up. Like, it was gross.
Oh, like gory nastiness?
Yeah, like, it was nastiness. Like, she was fucking the professor. He was fucking a dead corpse.
Sick.
Like, dog, you said this is your bride, my son, and then fuck his bride.
Down bad.
And you had a family down the road. Like that, you were down bad. You were gross. Like, you deserve to die. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't disagree with Victor Frankenstein. I don't. You deserve to die. No. I think the Weasel had the saddest storyline.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was so terrible. But I think that did a good representation of, like, how people and humans are. Mm-hmm. I think that was a great representation of, like, we judge a book by its cover automatically.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, I
felt bad for the Weasel. I was like, oh wow, he actually didn't even do it.
That was insane.
Yeah, but
how do you feel about after getting Dr. Phosphorus' story? 'Cause that was the last one, right?
Yeah. I didn't like his story.
Really?
I didn't think it was that interesting. I think the biggest thing that was the talk of the town for his story was Batman. The fact that we saw a silhouette of Batman,
which James Gunn said that's going to be the Batman in the MCU.
Exactly, is what we talked about the most. His story,
I don't know.
I didn't think it was that deep.
I liked it. So, like, if we're looking at him, right, everyone was always going to ask the question, like, well, how do you end up like that? Mm-hmm. Like, for him to be like, oh, he took money from the mob and stuff because he was trying to cure cancer.
Yeah.
Like, for those of you guys that are not close to me and stuff, cancer has actually been a big part of my life recently and stuff. It's part of the reason we took a hiatus. I had some family stuff going on. But, like, that story hit me more, I guess, home-wise there. Yeah. And, like, he wanted to do so good. Like, he promised his wife, his immigrant wife, like, we're going to do this. We're trying to, like, cure people. We're trying to help people. And, like, for him to be blamed for their murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, he gave up all his freaking morals at the end of that. Like, you seen it when he was going with hookers, when he was going with drugs, he was on the clubs dancing. He didn't give a fuck anymore. Yeah. And I thought that was such a great representation of, like, I love that Batman was in it for this exact reason. In anime, in the Batman anime series, like, I think it was like 90s or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But Harley Quinn's like, why'd you stay with me? Yeah. And he was like, I had a bad day once too. I think that's a best representation of I had a bad day. Like, that was a breaking point.
Yeah.
That was easy. Like, this is a DC villain. And I love that DC does that. Like, you know, one bad day ruins everything. It's not like how Marvel is, where the villains are like it's a compound thing. Like, it keeps adding up, and that's when they hit their breaking point. No, DC's like, fuck you. One bad day pushes you over the edge. And I love that so much.
Absolutely. But in all honesty, I do like this show. They are killing a lot of them pretty quick. I think as of right now, Rick Flag Sr.
He's like in a hospital.
Right?
Like,
like he's like they're thinking he's dead or something.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Clayface. Who would have thought to pull that? Like, that was such a spin, and I loved every second of it. Like, Clayface, like, he didn't even care about the acting role like that. Like he wasn't like the Clayface we see in Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm an actor. No, he was like all the lesbians. Like, and he's just like
a raunchy guy.
I fucking loved that. I thought that was hilarious. Like,
but so for the future of what Creature Commandos is and what we may see in the in like to come, how do you think it'll do live action wise?
So live action wise, I don't think it has that big of like an impact, right? And the reason I'm gonna say this, I think it does a great job as animation to kind of set the tone and kind of play out things that they can't really do live action wise, just because of all the CGI and stuff like that. But it does a great job bringing the story forward, right? He said everything that's being here, everything in Peacemaker, and certain things from Suicide Squad are canon. Now we know out of Suicide Squad what is canon. So the attack is canon, the Suicide Squad in general is canon, and Rick Flag Jr. dying is canon. All that stuff in the Peacemaker group is canon. So now we know just where our universe is taking place, how it's affecting everything piece by piece, which I think that's great. Like, we don't have to go back and explain nothing. We don't we kind of get a just idea of what's moving forward. Yeah. But I think that's all it's gonna be. It's gonna be that thing to just keep things moving forward, and introduce like the more villain side of things. Yeah. While like the movies and all that stuff is gonna like just progressively do what the movies do, like separately.
Yeah. And I feel like it's going to be the thing that allows us to see new heroes in there without them really showing new heroes. It's just a matter of time before we see them, and I think this is one of the this is a good show to start off the DC universe.
Nah, so like I love what James Gunn is doing. Like I've said this probably at the minute he took over and he started like reimagining the logo to begin with. I love the casting choices he's doing. I love the ideas that he's doing. How he's saying that nothing's getting greenlit until the script is good. Yeah. And like his entire viewpoint on the way movies and television should work. Yeah. He's bringing it with no hesitation. Yeah. And I think that's something that like no one has thought about since like early 2000s, right? No one's tried pushing that boundary since then. And I am so for it. Like, and of course, I love this is for adults. You know, how Rick Flag Sr. fucking the princess. Yeah. Hey, man, he was down bad. So, like, stuff like that, I love that it's for the older audience. I don't want it to be for kids. Like, I wish Marvel did more of that stuff. Like, don't make it for kids. Like, in reality, make it for the adults. I think James Gunn, like, his entire career that he's been going with the superhero stuff, you gotta think of everything he has under his belt, right? He has the Guardians of the Galaxy. He has Suicide Squad, right? Now he has Creature Commandos. You know, he's brought in, like, his strategy is always, he brings these characters that no one's thinking about, no one's talking about, to light. Yeah. And he makes them one of the most popular characters to be known. Like, if we're talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't popular. Like, they're, especially in the comic books, like, they're not a popular group like that. They were, like, a C-rated group, right? Hell, the Avengers weren't even that popular before. James Gunn is one of those directors that brought them to, like, the A-front frame, you know? Which is insane to think about. Same thing with Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad got, while a great group, right? Like, a lot of people know about them. No one knew too much about them. They just knew that they were villains that, did Amanda Waller's bidding. Yeah. So, like, Creature Commandos, I'm a big comic book fan. Like, he can attest. I have hundreds of comic books in my house. I barely read about them. Yeah. And that says a lot, right? Yeah. So like Creature Commandos, I definitely think this was a great turnout. He showed you what he could do when people don't know that much, and he's showing you that like, hey, I'm here for the comic book fans. I'm here for this community. I'm part of this community.
Yeah.
And let's have fun with this. Like he's making TV and movie fun again. He's not doing it for a profit. He's doing this for fun. Like this is definitely enjoyable. Like you could see how fun he's having every time he goes to an interview and he's talking about like his creative thoughts and like how he got to these things. Like you could see he's enjoying it so much. He's in the intro. You could see this is as much fun for us as it is for him. So I love that he's bringing that back.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. So you let us know what you think about the show so far. Also, you're probably going to end up seeing the ending before we ever put out an ending. So you let us know what you think about the ending and what you hope to see from the Creature Commandos in the future. And just let us know in the comments.
I'm going to throw one question out there for you guys.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Creature Commando?
True. If you know more, say them. Who do you want to see as the next lineup? Like,
who was part of the team in the comics that isn't there right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to replace a couple people. You know, people are dying.
Yep.
So
you let us know. And, All
right.
See you then.